Holy smokes, we live again through this plague-ridden land that we call the United States right now, that we're all stuck inside. However, it is Firefly Wednesday. So, hello, everybody. Yay! Literally. Human contact. It's ever so important that we were just talking about that's like a pain in the ass because everybody's stuck at home. I mean, I get it. There's, people starting to protest now about trying to get out. Um, I obviously don't want to just rush out there and, be the first person to jump in the pool and catch the Rona. But at the same time, after being shut in for almost a full month at this point, certain things start sounding good. you
Yep.
know, it's unavoidable, unfortunately. So, alrighty. So, welcome to those who are watching. Thank you for joining us. And I've got all my lovely faces before you here, the Outlaws, the Shapiv gang. Eric gets a kick out of that because it's his made up name. His character's made up
It's good
name.
stuff, man.
Will we ever remember our real names?
I
Ever
will. Tarby, man.
Yeah.
Tarby's
Maybe
gonna go down in
maybe on
history.
another planet.
Yeah, Eric likes his new name so much he's got a nickname for it already just because of a drunken person who couldn't pronounce it. Tarby.
Darby.
Yeah. So at any rate, so last we left off, the group has finally managed to get something to go their way. They have a test job for the governor. They did manage to sell off some of the goods. What goods that they could sell off, I should say. They have licensing to be a freelance peacekeeping agent, aka bounty hunter. And they have a task given. So the last we left off with everybody is you went to Masamune Arms, did some shopping, and that's pretty much it. That's where we left off at. It's up to you to figure out how you're going to do this, and we're going to collect additional information.
So I know we got the DACA gun. What else? What else do we get? I'm not.
We also got a pack of zip ties, so that when we apprehend this fellow, we have something to apprehend him with.
Okay.
That's really all we bought at the gun store.
Yeah.
And we got some. We got ourselves outfitted so we don't look like refugees.
Yeah.
You guys effectively went to the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We
That's
just look
right.
like on-world refugees instead
Yeah.
of off-world refugees.
Instead of foreigners. We blend in a little bit more.
Yeah, we blend.
Exactly.
Hey,
Oh yeah, you blend.
just as an aside, Jerome,
Yes.
my character, I know we said that he had equipment on him,
Mhm.
but I don't have any stats for any like weaponry or anything like that.
Yeah, the Serenity game for some reason narrates a lot of that stuff,
Oh, okay.
which I don't totally get why. Maybe that's what they were going for. Like Firefly actually had like your typical RPG where here's your weapons, here's your equipment, this is what they do, so on and so forth. In this
Okay.
case, it's like, okay, well, you had something and it was on your character sheet. Like in this case, the ones you're referring to were what are they called again? They're distinctions
Yeah.
or signature asset. Sorry, you had like
There it is. Yeah, the asset.
an outfit and whatnot. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't have stats for my signature asset either.
right,
Is that important?
that's exactly what I was talking about.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it just tends to narrate that for the most part.
okay,
Okay.
works for me. Less numbers.
Right on. So, I'm trying to remember. Like, okay, I know we were here to gear up the dock, uh, and mostly everybody else. But where were we? What was the plan after that? What were we gonna do?
Well, you didn't have a plan per se. You just had the
Mm.
individual, and you know he was on planet somewhere. So now it's a matter of putting your thinking cap on, like Henry Rollins, and trying to figure
He's a
this out.
liar.
Yeah,
Right on.
because I'm a liar. Yeah.
Did the governor mention that we should speak with the sheriff at some point, or was that only after apprehension?
Yes, Missy, I do believe he said you should speak to the sheriff.
Okay. So,
It's a
guys,
class
maybe
act right there.
But
we
yes,
should go.
that was a suggestion that he made to go speak to him if you were looking to get more details on it. The only thing that they could confirm is that he right now is MIA, but he is somewhere on the planet as far as they can tell.
Okay.
We've got my little snitch Hank that I got from the bar on basically on retainer. He might know some stuff.
That's
That's
probably a
worth the
good
spin.
resource too.
That is a good idea.
Are you gonna have to buy him a drink?
He wants money more than drinks, but
Right on.
they won't serve him. So
I know. You gotta buy the drink and then give it
yes.
to All right, I guess that's our only lead for right now. So let's head over to the bar, I guess. Unless he hangs out somewhere else.
Bart, he was supposed to maybe stop at the post office box because he knows my post
Hmm.
office box to see if he dropped me a note.
Well, I'll follow you, man.
All right, if that's where we're heading, I'll follow you guys.
All right, so we were heading to the post office.
All right. So then, really, the only thing I mean, you guys all still have the mule at this point that you've been renting. Hickok is still kind of spread out in the back, snoozing away. And as everybody comes back to the mule at this point, Nina, aka Tracy, gets up and let's just say, hold on one second. So we have what, 4 of you?
4 of us, Nina and Hickok in the back.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so she interrupts Poppy before she can sit down, and she says, "Oh no, you're on Hickok duty," and trade seats.
Again? What are we going to do with him while we're on the job?
Pray.
Is there any kind of like bar daycare or anything on this planet? Can we just
The bar daycare.
shove him off the mule with a couple bucks and
Yeah.
just let him find his own way wherever he goes?
That is a tailored service, man.
Well, we're supposed to heal him.
We can come back for him, right? And it's not like he's. I mean, maybe he'll get himself killed overnight, and then we don't have to worry about it.
we're, we're gonna go ahead and put that one on the back burner.
Yeah.
Is that what the terms were? I mean, I wasn't there, but
No, they weren't.
I just really don't want him to throw up on anything else.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll go kill himself. That's better than him throwing up on everything.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
don't either. It's yeah, I almost retched my lunch again just thinking about it.
He's our ward until we make him better. There's no way around it.
There was nothing wrong with that fish that I cooked. It was properly cooked.
You tell him that, man.
I don't want to talk to him.
it just mixed badly with his lumbago.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, Tarby over here is the only one that he really likes anyway. So
Yeah.
Can we leave him back at HQ? I mean, I don't want
Maybe
to come back to any surprises either, but at
maybe
least
tied
it's out
up.
of the way.
Uh,
Tied up.
You can't sign. He's gotta. He's gotta come with us. There's no way around it. That's just it.
He's kind of a loose cannon, though.
If you guys want me to sit in the back with him, I will. I'll do that. But we can't. We can't leave him at the house, man.
I mean, like
what
at the
about like leaving him with some alcohol back at base camp?
well,
You
why,
remember
why
that
don't we
time?
do the why
Remember
don't we
that
do the
time he threw
recon
up in the
first?
house and then left it there all day to cook and stew? And how
Yeah.
great it smelled when we came home.
Doc, do you have anything that you can give him so that he passes out for, I don't know, 14, 16 hours?
Okay, so that
Sedative. You're a
So-
genius.
so okay, Jerome, that's a question for you. So everybody's talking about assets like their weapons.
Mhm.
My assets are I have a lot of drugs with me. So I don't know what a lot is. It's just it says I have enough to use and sell if needed.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
it's
basically have
I got
an emergency kit.
well, it
Which
says I have a stash that I've accumulated of
Mhm.
borrowed drugs that I have plenty to use, sell,
Right.
or
Borrowed.
you carry with you, 'cause obviously you're not going to carry a large ass stash with you
right.
those barkers back in the old west that were trying to sell elixirs and shit. But you would have a kit with you that you bring with you, which is primarily well, I mean, it's going to look like an emergency kit. You've customized it for your own needs. Obviously, it's not an emergency kit, but it can be used as such. So you don't really have much in the way of bandages you put in there because, like the description says, some of it is there for bartering or selling purposes in case you need something to get by on.
So I'm thinking
So
like
it's got
oxycodone kind of thing, like painkillers is
Mhm.
probably what I have a lot of.
oh yeah.
Um, I mean that's easy to sell and useful as well, but that's not going to knock somebody out without maybe ODing them. So,
You do have some chloroform.
The good old chloroform.
but again, chloroform. How long will chloroform knock somebody out though?
Depends on their condition.
I'm gonna go to the Googles.
That's where I'm going.
Yes, my favorite bad pickup line. Does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
I love it.
Well, it's good to know that, Brittany, you're not safe enough that you have a bad pickup line like that. I can imagine you pulling that on a guy. I'm
Sure.
sorry. Does this smell like chloroform?
20 minutes to 2 hours.
Well, that's not very helpful.
We got 2 hours, man. If you put enough of it on there.
And I mean, you do have sedatives too. I mean, that's going to be common for somebody who has to deal with injuries and surgeries and whatnot.
Some Benadryl.
Benadryl will knock him out for sure, man.
Okay,
Tell him it's for his lumbago because he'll have a great night of sleep and then he'll wake up and then he'll feel like he's feeling better already.
so the Googles say 20 minutes to 2 hours, depending upon how much is breathed in. You don't want to breathe it in for more than 5 hours because it could be fatal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No, I already showed that, man.
5 minutes. So that's so knocking him out, holding it over his mouth and knocking him out. I mean, I could give him something and say, "Smell this; it's good for the lumbago," and then it'll knock him out for 2 hours, but that's only 2 hours. So
Breathe deep.
yeah,
Or like I said, I can hang out with him and talk to him while you guys go do your stuff.
We're gonna need you in the shootout.
Yeah, you're
I
one
mean-
of the only other tactically
I
trained.
need you.
I mean, I
So
don't
for-
really need you, but I would like you there.
he can chill with us during the recon until we figure out what to do with him. How's that?
Okay.
I'm just saying sedatives, and we can leave it at that.
Okay. I'll see what I've got.
Okay.
Said it is and chloroform.
He
Ooh,
may not wake up then.
Locke is going for a Michael Jackson concoction here.
He's dead, man. Sorry. We tried.
He went to sleep.
He ain't gonna wake up.
He was trying the oxycodone, cocaine, weed, Valium mix to see what would happen. Like
Hey, with the chloroform chaser.
Ooh.
in 2 shots of tequila. So, all right, we're going back to the bar.
So which one?
Where we
The
where we
one that
met
you-
with.
The one that you've been to the most is Ryan Hild's watering hole.
Yeah, that's where we picked. That's where Hank was hanging out before.
Did we need to go to the post office first to see if
Yes.
he left contact? Okay.
So anything at the post office?
So you open up the hatch to your little post office box, and there's a really
Love letter.
dirty scratched piece of paper that has chicken scratch on it.
All right. Well, I'm a doctor.
It's-
I can do chicken scratch.
Yeah, it's hard as hell to read. You're like, look at this going like, oh boy, this person is not educated. But so you have to stare at it, kind of shift it a little bit to see like what it is they're trying to say. It's not even written in a fashion that somebody with passing grammar skill would be able to write down. It's literally more along the lines of I said blah, this is blah, sort of thing. Like that's kind of how it's written out. And what you gather from it is somebody is sick, and then there is an address.
Huh.
All right.
Sounds like
This
a
just
job,
this
man.
just might be a job for me here. It doesn't look like it's anything. Do I want to go see if Hank's in the place and then go? I can follow up on this job because I'm not sure how much help I'm going to be on the big job with you guys. Unless we're just looking for lots of guns when we're going to get Ralph over here.
Well, I don't
Don't
think
know.
necessarily for us to split up, but if you could just stand by in case we need some sort of a medic.
That's true,
Just
and I can
find
and I
out.
can always be on Hickok watch while you guys are hunting. So
Hey, you got the chloroform.
there you go.
Apply as needed.
Well, let's go to the bar and see if Hank's over there or if that lady knows where he might be.
Okay.
So you go walking in. It's middle of the afternoon at this point. Getting closer to evening, but not quite. And at about this time, it would probably be a lot more packed than it would be normally, but it's actually kind of dead today.
It's weird.
Say some of the bartender, hey, how you doing? Why is it so dead in here today?
Kind of like looks around and he says, out of towners.
There's
Somebody
that's why
else
there
showed
people
up.
aren't here. I don't understand. I'm sorry.
You kind of broke up there. What was that?
So you said out of towners. That's why people aren't here. I'm not sure what that means.
So he points out the window out towards the shipyard, well, field, really, and points to that large vessel you guys saw land yesterday.
When we were at the hospital, hey, you
Oh,
remember when we looked that up?
yeah. The town. So the townies are checking out the new ship then.
We're hiding from it.
Well,
Yeah.
they are. The group was called the Unificators, and they are known for not only being bounty hunters, but specifically they hunt war criminals.
Would any of us be familiar with them?
possibly Missy and Eric.
Uh,
So if you guys want to give it a roll,
yeah. Let's do that, man. We use my what would it be? Agent, top secret, maybe.
yeah, you could do that. You could add that.
Okay. So
And
it's a
for you,
D10.
Missy, it would be the veteran of the Unification War. So what you're going to do is roll your mental and your knowledge, and then you can add the other distinction.
Okay.
Mental
That's mental.
knowledge.
Mental, the fresh maker.
16.
Okay.
Nice.
With 3 dice, I still got 5.
Oh,
Wow.
Oof. Okay.
starting off good.
Yeah.
Get those bad rolls out of the right way early. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eric, you have definitely heard of them.
Okay.
They were basically just about all of the Unificators are vets that fought for the Alliance in the Unification War.
Oh crap.
And basically they didn't want to retire, and so they basically took their leave from the military freely from the Alliance. The Alliance honored it, and they've kind of become their own independent company that the Alliance will hire out from time to time to track down war criminals and whatnot.
Like contractors.
Yes.
Gotcha. I'm gonna relay that to the team. Let them know these guys are previously allies or allied.
Well, that's just great.
Do you think they're here for us?
Yeah, do you think we need to worry about that?
I think we need to worry about those people all the time, but I'm not sure if they're here specifically for us.
So maybe we ought to get out of town too.
We
I mean, once we go on our goose chase, I think we'll be less worried about it. I don't know. How long do these kind of people stay?
they got here yesterday. Usually they start going to work pretty quick, man. So I don't know. I don't know
So
if they're playing the long game or
you guys are all kind of just sitting in open, talking about this.
I think we're
Bartender's like, you gonna
leaning in close.
Oh, no, no. I'm
order
sorry.
a drink
I
or?
think we would have got a table and got it I'm going to turn to Missy first. Do we have enough money to buy us around so it doesn't look suspicious while we're getting?
At,
Oh, yeah,
at
you
this
guys are good.
point, I think everybody needs a drink. So, and then I'm gonna be like, take a picture.
Okay, so he flags down the waitress, and she goes to a tap, and gets the pitcher going. Gets out some napkins and several glasses for everybody. Pop, 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 pop. Sets down the pitcher for you guys. It's cheap grain alcohol, so it's only going to cost you 10 credits.
riot juice.
Riot juice.
And so everybody is currently in the bar, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, is Nina outside then with
Maybe
Josh
Right.
there?
Yeah, because Nina is not outside with him.
Dang.
I'll go away with them. That's cool. You guys are just talking right now, man. So I'm gonna slam my drink real quick and then head outside.
Okay.
Okay.
So have any of you run into these unificators before? Because it's new to me.
I haven't. But
Never.
already sounds like they hate me, so that's all right.
Why would they hate you?
Yeah. Anyway, so what's the plan with this Ralph guy? What are we gonna should we go to the sheriff's station and poke around?
Yeah, I think we should.
Well, we need to find out what he knows. like where to start looking for him, at the very least, how he's expected to be outfitted.
I'm gonna wave the server over when she gets a chance to come by.
Okay. She circles back around. There's really nobody else in here except you guys. So
All right, I'm like, hey, there's some kid that I was talking to the other day. Name is Hank. Have you seen him around?
oh yeah, no, yeah, I know exactly who Hank is. I haven't seen him.
Shit.
I think he might have
Yeah.
gotten spooked with the with some of the other folks around here.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Anything else?
Um, not now. We might get something to eat in a bit, but not right now.
All right. Well, holler if you need me.
You got it.
Man, I'm really hoping your friend Hank comes out of hiding, because I think we could deal with a real ID so we can access better information here on planet.
I don't know if he has the real ID though. He's just a kid.
I know, but it seems like he has resources to get a real ID.
That's true.
He's a street urchin.
He might know somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah, that just might be okay with losing theirs. But
So if nobody's in here, then I guess that's all we needed in here, right?
Unless you want to ask the bartender or somebody here if they know where Ralph's at. I don't know.
I think that probably would be suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the rapport with the locals yet to go asking around for somebody wanted for that much.
Yeah.
That might not be a good idea. And then, Brittany, your phone chimes where you're a communicator. Bling.
I don't know anybody here who's not here. I guess I'll answer it.
No, it's actually like a text
Oh, like-
message.
Oh, I'm gonna look at it then. What do our communicators look like?
Kind of like phones.
Okay, good enough. All right, I'll whip that out.
Okay.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
So the text message says, "Is there any update?" Chang.
Chang!
We haven't heard from Chang in a while.
Do you
I
sure?
forgot about poor Chang.
Yes, you did.
Do you
I
sure that?
didn't. I have it on my list that we need a synth body for Chang.
Didn't you say that to the mayor too?
I didn't forget about you, Chang.
Missy, didn't you say something about that to the mayor, like half in jest?
I don't remember, did I? I may have.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna text back. Still working on it. Sorry. And a sad face. Miss you.
Miss you.
Miss
Gotta come again soon.
So you
Poop
get
emoji, eggplant emoji.
so you get sent an icon of a very unhappy face with like an extra deep frown.
Text back. Hang tight. We're working on it.
Tell him we got a job.
Several jobs.
Should I? Speaking of jobs, should I check out this medical job here, or wait till after we do the whole Ralph thing?
I don't know.
Because if it's just a house call, I can just stop in, I can do the job and get paid.
Might be worth it depending on how long it
where's
takes.
the
to get
address?
information.
Is it in town?
I show the address to him. I go, I don't know. I'm not familiar with this city. We have a map of the city, don't we?
You sure do.
That one that's drawn in crayons.
Okay, we'll whip out the map.
Okay.
Excuse me.
The map doesn't have addresses on it. It just has like landmarks and buildings.
doesn't have streets?
It does have streets.
Does it give us a rough idea of how to find this place?
If you follow the street, yeah, I mean, you'll probably find it.
Well, I guess should we check that out first? And we gotta hit up the sheriff.
Well, the sheriff's not around right now, but yeah, if we hit that up, maybe one of you guys can come inside with me for small talk. Maybe I can do the medical thing. If there's anybody else in there, you guys can small talk the way, and if it's appropriate, get some information out of whoever I'm helping out.
That's not a bad idea. That sounds good. We can do that until we can get in contact with the sheriff.
Cool. All right. So who's going to be my assistant?
I mean, I'm good at putting bodies under. I mean, I guess I can.
I got a 6 in treat. I follow orders
He's
pretty well.
pretty good at the gift of gab, though, if that's what you're needing.
Yeah, do you need 2 people or just 1?
I could just use just one. I mean, if we had 2, I guess it'd be okay. I wouldn't want to bring the whole entourage in. There's just, I don't know what's wrong with this person, so.
All right, well, I guess I'm on, I can hang back with Mr. Brady.
Well, we've already got an infirmed person on our mule, so might as well just bring him along.
All right, that works. Can just say that we're taking him out to get, if there's any question, that one of you can be the driver, one's in the back seat with him, or 2 in the back seat, and then one of you comes in with me.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay. All else fails, we put him out to pasture.
So you're all heading there then on the mule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Easy enough. So finding the road isn't terribly hard. It's unfortunate because it is kind of long. It runs east and west. The road is Cane Bottom Road. And you start off at one side and then start, making your way down the other until you get to what would be the equivalent of a trailer park
Oh, jeez.
in Firefly. However, these are not trailer parks. They're all like shipping containers that have been converted.
Okay.
With like bad looking AC units sitting on top and there's like, makeshift fence around it and whatnot. And it's just on the other side, just in case you wanted additionally trashy white trash country. It's just on the other side of the grav tracks for the gravity train that comes in and out of town.
It's on the other side of the tracks. I see.
Yep. So if you look on the map, if you guys want a visual, I don't know if it's actually going to show it there. It does show it there. Okay. So the far right of the map, you'll see it right there.
So the north-south, is that like the tracks, and then that little far right, that square of rectangles, that's the trailer park?
That's it.
Oh.
Technically a container park.
Container park, sorry.
They may be trashy, but they got some degree of class, sort of.
Okay.
And true to form, there's leftover vehicles or whatnot that are out here. There's some hitching posts where people have their horses that they ride. The one feature that is a little bit unique is towards the middle of the grounds is kind of a communal barn where a lot of them just kind of keep their horses if they have it.
Okay.
And as you guys come rolling up to this place, it's going to take you a bit to find the actual address. You have to wander into the park and whatnot. But
As we're driving through this area, I'm seeing all this. I go, they may not want to pay me with credits. They may want to pay with an animal or something. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't even know how much, like, I bartered with the animals before. I mean, if I were to take like a pig home, we can take it home and slaughter it and have that for meat, but there's no way to store that at home. So, um, unless they give us a horse, and that'd be an alternate form of transportation for us at least. Just throwing things out there because I don't know how these people are going to pay.
Well, I mean, a job's a job. If we can get something out of it, even if it's just food.
All right.
All right,
So we'll go back to
so
looking.
you
can
are
build a fence.
kind of wandering around the grounds trying to look at this chicken scratch. It even throws you off a couple times. You're like, no, it says it's Unit 14. You're like, no, I think that's like H1. H1? You sure that's like 41? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's really poorly written, so you kind of have to make a loop around the whole place, which has gotten some folks' attention.
If anybody's going to walk up and ask, or I might just say, hey, I was sent here to take care of somebody. I'm a doctor, and this is the address.
So, guy kind of looks at you. He's got his hat kind of tilted off to one side a little bit, chewing on some hay. Coming out, has his overalls and some thick work boots on. He actually has some like a hoe with him at this point, and he's kind of like looking at you, and he's like, "What you doing up in these parts, there, Gaijin?"
Again, I was directed here because somebody needs a doctor, so I was told to come to this address here, but we're having a hard time finding them.
You a doc? For real, huh?
Yes, sir.
You ain't dressed like no doc. Ain't got none of them fancy duds. Hell, you
I
don't
opened
even
my
look
bag
clean
and
like a
I
doc.
pull my scrubs out. I'm like, I'm not going to drive around town with the scrubs. I when I go to take care of somebody, I put my scrubs on, and then I put the scrubs back in the bag. Like, it's a little dirty out here.
Why don't you go ahead and roll your social and influence?
Social.
I'm gonna go let these guys in. Sorry.
Sure.
That's an 8.
Okay. He's like, I guess that sounds about right. Where are you looking for, Doc?
I go, this address. It's either 14 or it's 4H. Whoever wrote the note for me, it's pretty bad.
Oh, that there's Unit AA.
AA. Okay.
Strike 2.
Well, thank you. And then what direction is that? You know who I'm here to help?
Yeah, he literally gives you the country directions. He's like, okay, you're going to go hang back over here towards the fence. Going to hang yourself left. Going to go down till you see about the big bull. Going to be hanging out in front of some sort of shack. Going to take another left. All right. And then once you take a left, you're going to see there's 2 buildings right there off to either side. You're going to make yourself a Yui. Then you're going to see an AA.
Who's driving the mule? Is that Tarby? Are you driving?
Yeah, I guess I can say I'm driving, man.
All right, so I'm going to turn to Tarby.
I'm logging that all in, man. I said you. It's the 2 buildings. I got it, man.
Okay, you got it all. Sir,
Yeah.
what's your name?
Buford.
Buford. Well, I haven't heard that name in a long time. I'm Dr. Lott. It's nice to meet you.
No. Pleasure to meet you, Dr. Lott. You enjoy your day now, and don't get up to ne'er-do-wells.
Ne'er-do-well.
No, I try to stay away from ne'er-do-wells.
All right, well, y'all have yourself a nice day. Hey, Brady, is that you in the back of that mule there? And you hear the...
Yes,
like,
that is
really loud.
that is Mr. Hickok back there. He's one of my first patients here.
Y'all got yourself done up with Hickok? Damn.
Yeah.
You a cursed doc, I swear.
I've got my handfuls of that one.
He just kind of goes about and walks away. He's like, there's a bounty on his head.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Well, y'all have a nice day.
Yeah, here we go.
So, and he just walks over to another part of his yard and just starts stabbing it with the hoe.
So as we're driving, I'm going to turn to Tarby over here. I'm like, There's a bounty on him. Maybe that's,
I'm going to make a mental note of that, and
maybe
hopefully
that's our
that doesn't
first
get us in
job. Then
trouble with those unificators.
we can heal Hickok and then turn him in for the bounty.
A twofer. Yeah. You're healed. Now get out of here.
You're all healed. Now let's get paid for turning him in.
We'll see if we can get him to talk later, man.
Poor Brady. Did you see what he did to our floor?
Did you smell what he did to our floor?
Exactly.
So you take the directions as given
Past the
verbally.
whole. Yeah.
Yeah, and you pass the yard and you make your turns and whatnot. And sure enough, like you literally would not have seen this building if you didn't make that U-ey like he told you to. It's like you turn down the left, then you quickly turn it around, and the way the building, like both buildings were set up facing the street coming around, and true to like a mobile home park, like if you didn't come up around, you never would have saw the building that its address and everything was facing this small little dirt cul-de-sac that's right here. So unless you knew where it was, you'd be stuck kind of wandering. But I mean, it's the same kind of thing. Some of the storage units here are fancy duplexes in the sense of they have more than one stacked on one another. So it gives it kind of that, in a way, kind of a sci-fi cyberpunkish yet third world feel in a sense. But also adorning the area, there's like the little windmills out in like their lawns, and some of them are making use of the fact that there's like a lot of empty wall space, so they're trying to grow vines,
Cool.
fruits and vegetables and stuff that might grow that way. So I mean, it has some utility to it. It's the boxes and containers one if they're like really run down. They've been here clearly a while. Probably, if you had to take a guess, and you're probably a little bit more educated than this than anybody, Doc. These were probably the containers that a lot of them came in when the terraforming had first taken form and they finally founded the planet. And so rather than tear stuff down, they just repurposed some of the things to make temporary shelters that just became permanent shelters.
I've probably seen something like this before on other
Mm-hmm.
planets.
Oh yeah.
I'll just say that I've seen this before. This is pretty typical. All right, Miss Merritt, are you with me then? Correct.
I suppose so.
All right. So, folks, we'll be back in a little bit. We'll go up to the door, knock on the door. Hello, it's Dr. Lott. I'm here to see a patient.
Okay, so a lady opens the door. She's older, probably pushing 50, somewhere in that range. She has a worn but clean kimono on, with regular shoes. And she, kind of, keeps it together. And she opens the door up. And of course, it's, that you have to flip it and pull it open like you would, a pretty big shipping container. And she pulls it open. And she looks at the two of you and she says, "Well, I don't recall asking for a doctor."
I have a friend of mine that's actually letting me know about people in town that may need help, and so I was given this address with the understanding that I could come help somebody over here.
And she kind of like looks back and forth, the two of you. Why don't you go ahead and, Doc, since you're talking, go ahead and roll your social and your influence.
I think that's the same one. Social 8. Yeah, so the same one. It's a 5.
So she's like, "This fella have a name, sir?" "Sorry, I don't take to strangers often." "No, who told you about our predicament?"
Oh, it's Hank. He's from town.
"Oh, go ram it." All right, fine. Just no funny stuff. People watch you gaijins for that sort of thing here.
Well, I don't have to come in. I'm here to help.
Well, he can't rightly move.
Oh, all right. So then this again, I'm Dr. Lott. This is Miss Merritt behind me. She'll be assisting me today.
Yes.
I'm up.
You
Pleasure to
don't.
meet you, Miss Merritt, Dr. Lott.
Good to
Can you
meet
tell me
you.
what the issue is here, or which should we come inside first, or?
And she said, "Oh, well, well, my name is Cheryl," and just you kind of wanders back into the container. And the inside of the container is actually pretty homey. She's done a really good job of repurposing items or handmade like doilies and whatnot. Just some general decoration, but you can hear the coughing in the back. And she kind of takes you in the back. The interior of this place set up very much like a mobile home, so all lengthways. Takes you back to the one bedroom that's in here. And in their homely, beat up looking bed with patchwork cloth and whatnot for blankets is a man, very pallid in complexion, and has been holding a cloth up to his mouth to deal with the coughing.
On the way back, I'm going to ask her what's the patient's name and how long has he been like this?
I'm sorry. His name is Ken, and
Yeah.
he's been like this for I don't know a rotten week and a half.
Okay, and I'm just hearing the cough right now as we approach. Is this something that we're talking like he caught it because he was working too hard, or is that something that that precedent that made this happen?
We don't rightly know, and we don't have the money to go into town to see a right proper doctor. So he's been trying to deal with it,
All right. Well,
and it ain't exactly going his way.
and then I'm sorry, Cheryl. You and Ken. Is this your husband, your brother? Who is this back here? I'm sorry.
No, Ken is my husband.
And what's your last name? I'm sorry, ma'am.
Oh, Morris.
Morris. Okay. All right. Well, Mrs. Morris.
I'm sorry, we don't have insurance for this sort of thing. I know you're taking down a lot of detail.
Well, I can't write for the help, Mr. Morris here, unless I know, and I don't want to walk in there and say, hey, how you doing? I'd like to be able to introduce myself and go from there. It puts a patient at ease when they.
Okay. Well, she stands at the door and hollers in. She's like, she's just like, Ken, got some fool doctor here to take a look at you. And he starts to grumble, but then coughs again. He's like, just holding
Thank you,
that
Miss
rag
Morris.
up to
You're
his.
welcome to wait right here. I'm gonna come on in. Mr. Morris, hello. I'm Dr. Lott. This is my assistant, Miss Merritt. We're here to help you out here today. I can hear that it's a pretty nasty cough you've had there for a while. You mind if I come in? I'd like to talk to you a little bit and see what I can do for you.
So he just kind of waves. You can tell he's not really able to communicate much because he's trying not to cough.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my stethoscope, listen to his lungs, see if it's a lung issue, like we're talking flu, like pneumonia, or what we're looking
Sure.
at.
Go ahead
Is
and
it,
roll.
is it the COVID? So,
Yeah. Made
Problem
it all the way
coronavirus.
across space.
so what am I looking at?
You're going to be
Mental
doing
and treat.
mental and treat.
That's an 11.
All right. So just sitting down with him, looking at his complexion and the fact that he's you've already got a timeline. He's had it for a week and a half or whatnot. You can hear fluid in his lungs.
Okay. Um, he's been coughing into a handkerchief here. Is there phlegm in the handkerchief?
Well, I mean, he can show it to you, and yeah, there's dried phlegm.
So like, what color is it? Because if it's yellow, it's just mucus. But if it's brown or green, there's signs of infection.
It's hard to say given the fact the cloth is dirty.
Oh,
All right.
Doc, do you have anything that you can scan them with?
What do I have here? I thought I had a scanner. I had.
You do have a basic scanner.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll take.
You actually used it on Brady.
Yep. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna say to to uh to Miss Morris here. I'm like, ma'am, I need to get a sample of his phlegm as well because I need to see what he's coughing up. But I need to. Do you have like a napkin I can have him cough into or something clean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me go get the laundry. Just one moment. Did you all want some tea?
Absolutely. Tea sounds amazing.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
absolutely appreciate some tea.
Okay. Well, I've got some brewing, so it'll be just a moment. Let me go get let me go get you all a napkin or something.
All right, and I'm going to start scanning him. Maybe if I have something to take a sample in as well, and
Mhm.
if he coughs, I can have him spit in like a little tube, whatever. So,
I'm just
So
gonna follow you around with your kit and just try and be helpful where I can because I have no idea what's going on.
right.
so she comes back with like just a hand towel, a
Okay.
small little hand cloth from the outside clothesline.
That's fine as long as
Physically,
it's light enough that I can
yes.
see if he spits in it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll start scanning him.
Okay. So go ahead and roll again. This time you're going to be rolling mental and knowledge.
Where's knowledge at?
Middle column.
Oh, there it is.
Under no.
So okay. 12.
All right. So it comes back. The scanner is almost 100% certain, even without analyzing at this point. It looks like he's got pneumonia.
Okay. So I'm like, I'm almost certain we're looking at pneumonia right here.
She's like, oh, well, go ram it. So what are we going to do? How do we get him better?
Plenty of fluids. He's got to stay. He's got to sit up, not lay down the way he is, but he's got to sit up a little bit here. That way the fluids can bring up the phlegm. We need some. I have anti-inflammatory drugs in here. I can give you some of that. But that's just it'll run its course as long as he. I mean, Mr. Morris, you've got to stay in bed and let it run its course here. Otherwise, you're going to get worse. So we have to get this out of your system, and just get the drugs that we need within you, and we can go from there.
So he I mean, he nods, and she's like, and she actually brings in nice china cups that have steeped hot tea in it already.
Oh wow!
For the two of you.
I'm like, thank you very much, Miss Morris.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm going to tell you now. If you take care of this properly, you will heal in 1 week. 1 week on the bed, and you'll be out. If you fight it, like you get up and do work, and that you're not supposed to be doing, it can take up to 6 weeks to heal, and you can die. So it's not a simple flu. We're looking at pneumonia. We've got to get the fluid out of your lungs. So if you take this seriously and stay in bed for a week and drink the fluids and take the meds, you'll be out of this bed in a week. I go, but if you're up on your feet moving around, it's the worst thing for you. It's gonna exaggerate the coughing for you. So you can be looking at 6 weeks to maybe not even healing at all. So if you're going to be my patient, I need to make sure that you are going to follow my directives before I give you any medicine, because it's not worth it to give you the medicine if you're not going to follow the directions.
So he, I mean, he nods. I mean, of course, in between, some coughing, he can't really vocalize what he's trying to say. And she's like, yeah, Doc, do you have anything you can give to him to help with this? Because we understand he needs his bed rest, but if he doesn't have the capability of well, earning any money, we're going to lose our place.
We're just looking at 1 week off. Can we? I mean, if you, I can. You won't need to pay me for a week. So don't worry about paying me for a week. You're not going to work for a week. Is there? And who do I need to talk to make sure that you don't lose your place for him being in bed rest for a week?
Well, that's the city government. You know that they own land.
Okay.
We got
Well,
we got to pay rent.
Well, no, you've got to pay rent, but you also have to not die. So, if you've been
Not
good
dying is
tenants,
preferable.
if you've been good tenants, I can work with somebody in the system. As long as it's not a corrupt government here, I can work with somebody in the system to understand that we're going to do that you'll catch up with what you're missing this week right here. So, I just need to know the right person to talk to on this matter.
I'm gonna punch the doc in the shoulder, and Doc's got friends in the governor's office.
Well, that's true. The governor, we can always talk to the governor.
And she's just like, well, wow. Okay. And she gives you the name of the landlord who oversees the properties here.
Okay, and how good is this man to talk to? I mean, or should I step above him? Is this something I can talk to and then?
Well, I don't know nothing about no chain of command. I mean, but his name's Leroy Powell.
Well, no. So I just asked simply on the aspect that like if Mr. Powell is not the kind of person that's willing to negotiate and discuss the matter, then I would just step up on the ladder like you said. But I'd rather go to Mr. Powell first.
You can talk to him. I don't know how good he is to talk to in that sense. We ain't never had no legal standing to do so.
All right. Well, I'll see what we can do. As Miss Merritt says here, that we can we can go that route. But I want to make sure that if you're going to be if Mr. Morris, if you're going to be my patient here, I want to take care of you. And I want to see you back on your feet. So we got to make sure that you're off your feet for a week. What line of your work are you in, Mr. Morris?
Well, she answers for him. She says, "General labor." He tends to work the fields around here.
Okay. Other communities I've been to as well. Other members of the communities of other planets I've been to have stepped up to help each other out. Is that something that your neighbors can do to help you as well, or?
Well, I mean, I'm sure we could ask. It's kind of improper, given the changes we've seen as of late.
Like, what do you mean?
Oh, I don't think you want to hear that. Plus, it ain't exactly safe.
We're in your home here, Mrs. Morris. I'm here to find out anything that would get in the way of Mr. Morris healing.
Go ahead and roll a social and influence again.
Seven.
Okay, and so she kind of sighs. She says, "Maybe some other time, Dr. Lott."
That's fine. That's fine. Miss Mary, is there anything that you would like to throw in there or say or?
No, I don't. But I mean, really, your husband is worth more than your apartment. So maybe just make him stay home, be healthy, and we can work out the other things.
Well, yes, ma'am. I will. And she
right,
looks at Hank with a bit of a scolding look.
She looks to Hank or looks to Ken?
Or Ken, sorry.
I'm like, Hank's here? That's her son.
Whoopsie.
Didn't know that. No, it's like, I'm like, all right, where are we going to find Mr. Powell?
She said, she goes, well, his office is at the front of the grounds here, where you first come in.
Okay.
Can't miss it. It says office.
All right. And then, there's a gentleman that gave us direction. I'm not sure if we're going to see him on the way out. Buford told us how to find your place because we were kind of lost driving around here. So, if you get a chance to say thank you to Buford, that'd be appropriate because he was the one that directed us here.
Oh, I will. I'll thank him with some fresh baked cookies.
There you
Well,
go.
as soon as we can do so.
All right. As far as payment goes at this point, Miss Morris, what I'd like to do is um, we'll come back. I'll come back and check on you in a couple of days. We can work out payment at that point because I don't want you losing your home and worry about payment or anything at this point. But I'd like for you, when your neighbors, whatever, are going to come and ask you about how much did that cost, just let them know that you're working at a special deal with us. All right. I don't mention cost or anything like that to them, but just let them know that we're taking care of you.
Okay. Well, certainly. Well, thank you very much for stopping by.
All right. You're welcome, ma'am. It's nice to meet you. And then, Mr. Morris, stay in that bed there. Remember to sit up, drink plenty of fluids. Let Mrs. Morris take care of you. And we're gonna go talk to Mr. Powell here.
And he coughs into his cloth again and just shakes his head. And she goes over and starts fluffing the pillows up and putting an extra one in there to give him some brace.
During the conversation, I should have said this. At some point, I wanted to give him that towel that she gave me. I want him coughing in that towel so I can see the mucus sample.
Mm-hmm.
So it was able to do that when she gave me
Yes.
the towel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what color is that?
It's brownish brackish.
Okay, so it's at the verge of infection, but it's not green. So at least he's not dying. So that's a good thing. So, okay. So I look at and I say, oh, this is actually, it's not a good color, but it's certainly not an evil color. So we're good. So I hand her the towel back and I'm like,
Okay.
thank you. Well, thank you for your time, ma'am. Again, we'll come in and check on him in a couple days here.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go ahead and head out and grab the door for the dock and tilt my head.
Okay.
Drink the tea. Thank you for the tea and your hospitality. Set that down. So we get out to the mule, and I basically say everything that we just did. I go, these people don't have much. I didn't ask for payment today, so I just want to come back in a couple days and check on him. So, but we do need to talk to their landlord at the front out here. So, so it's probably easy enough to find. It's probably that first building we passed by coming in.
Yeah, she said it was the office, and it would be pretty easy to find.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So we go to the office.
All right. Yeah, you just follow the outer road around, and sitting right there is it's probably the only actual building here. The rest of them are, the shipping container look, and it's got its own little fenced off area. Not the quaintest looking of places, but it's upkept.
Okay.
It's got a sign out front that says it's the office. Has some posted hours, which you guys are like maybe 30 minutes off of its technical closing time by this point.
I'm gonna go up and knock on the door.
Yep. Okay, so guy comes walking up. He's got he actually has like some pants. He has pants on. He has one of those nice flowing like I think hakama top, like kind of like what the samurai would have. It's hanging off to his side, and he's got a wife beater underneath it. And he looks at you. The screen door's right there. And he opens the door and looks at you through the screen door, and he's like, "What you want?"
Hello, sir. Are you Mr. Powell, the facilitator for this the manager for this facility?
I am. Who's asking?
I'm sorry. I'm Dr. Lott. I was just visiting a patient today. I was visiting with Mr. Morris and Mrs. Morris. Mr. Morris has inflamed pneumonia at this point. It's not contagious, but he needs bed rest at this point if he's going to get better. So I've come on behalf of Mrs. Morris because if he if he gets off of his feet within the next week or so, it's going to flare up the pneumonia, and it can get worse at that point, and he may, end up having to go to the hospital. And if it continues, he may end up dying at this point. So what I'd like to do is I'm speaking his work detail is I'd like to have him not work for the next week, and then he may get behind a week in his rent, but they will make that up once he's able to return in 1 week to his job.
1 week. Whew. It's a whole lot of fancy words for I ain't getting no money.
For a week, sir. The Morrises are good tenants, correct?
If by the fact they don't like hoot and holler,
Right. They don't.
they've been having problems making their rent for a while now. So what you
But
saying you gonna cover it for a week?
no. I'm not going to cover it for a week, sir. I'm saying that he needs because for medical condition he needs to not pay for a week, and then he'll return to work. And once he returns to work, he'll be able to catch up at that point by working more hours and everything. But if he continues to work, he'll get sick, he'll die, you'll lose them as tenants, and you won't get any money at that point until you can get that place filled back up again.
Yeah, I don't know if you know a whole lot about what's going around here, Gaijin, but there are people pounding on these doors to get in. So if something befalls them, they go south, I'll have somebody in there within a week. Don't make me know, never mind.
How much is their rent that they're behind on? Or that 1 week would make him behind on?
Well, if you're going to give him a week off, it's going to put him back 150 credits.
Maybe we should have the governor come down and flex on these guys.
Think he's that invested in the little guy?
Or if it's gonna keep us from doing our stuff, he might. I don't know. Collateral. Or I mean, if we can afford to pay it, then we can pay it too. For a means to an end. I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to pay me 150 credits to heal the guy, though. I'm not sure if they have that kind of money. So, we may be out that money if I end up paying that money.
How much do we have in our coffer?
1,473 credits.
Mr. Powell, just a moment. I need to talk to my affiliates back at my vehicle. We'll be right back.
Well, right. You do that.
Okay. I'll walk back to the mule.
I'll be here, but we're only open for like 20 minutes.
No, I get it. It won't take long. I just need to talk to my affiliates before I make it.
All right.
As we get back to the mule, I think we should drop this guy back off at the last planet we were on.
Sure, he'd find it right cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Ice King over here.
This guy's a real jerk, so
I don't know.
I'm
Governate
okay
him,
with
man.
I'm okay with covering the 150, but I don't know if we have enough pull with the governor yet to be able to ask him for any favors, really.
I don't think so either. I think we've still got to prove ourselves with him.
If you, I would say we pay, and then after we pay, we catch Ralph, and then after we catch Ralph, then and in turning that bounty in, we bring this conversation up with the governor at that point.
And okay, so hear me out. If this guy, Ken, is good with his hands, why don't we get him to pay us off by working on the house?
Oh, that's fantastic.
We could do a trade. You did
That's
say
a
you were
good
working on a special deal in case she told her neighbors.
I am great with that, and we can go back and tell Miss Morris that's the plan. That we can work it out and trade with labor.
Okay. I'm good with that. I'm
You could,
at this point I consider it an investment, and that makes me feel better than just trying to pay off this guy because I don't want to shoot him in the face.
I think I mean,
But
obviously, we
he'll
don't
do
want to
it.
make a habit of paying to work, but um, I think it could probably buy us a lot of goodwill with the natives.
Yeah, because if we pay off this debt and we get him working, he may just bring in people that are even better than he is. Even if he's just a general laborer, he may know more here. Um,
But also, we don't want them to get too close to where we live. So maybe we could blindfold him, bring him up, or I mean,
We'll
Sometimes
we don't
figure
want
we'll
to kick
figure
him
that
out.
part out later.
you gotta pay money to make money.
Yep.
Chloroform. They have a chloroform bus stop.
Oh my goodness. The answer for everything is
It's
chloroform.
time for the chloroform break. Huff, huff, huff.
Tell me if it smells like chloroform.
I know.
Above the line. All right. So yeah, do we have the credits here with us, or do we need to get
Oh, yeah.
or we just need to go to the
Oh
bank
no,
and do
you've
it?
got it on a cred stick.
All right. So let's do that. We'll go pay him, and then we'll go back to the Morrises and let him know what we just did.
Okay, so you walk up and he pulls out a a typical device where you would purchase exchange, kind of like a Square equivalent, although not anywhere near as linear and not clunky. Slide your cred stick, goes through, and he's like, "Huh, well, some bitch."
What?
Well, all right.
Did you not expect it to go through, or?
Well, it's not like it's common. Guys you can come rolling in here and say, "Hey, I'm going to pay you half your rent."
He's a patient. I'm new to your planet. It's basically in goodwill. So
Hey, it's coin, it spins the same. So again, it makes me know never mind. So y'all have yourselves a nice day, and I hope he enjoys his week off.
all right, thank you. All right, let's go talk to Mrs. Morris and break it down to her.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
man. Go past the bull, standing out front of some sort of shed or something,
Yep. So you
and then
guys
I'll take a
spin
right and a
around,
left.
and as you get back to the house, get back to Double A. You notice that the mule is a little lighter.
Uh-oh.
Where did
We missing somebody?
Brady is not here.
Where did he fall off?
probably the nearest bar?
Is there a bar way out here?
Yeah, Nina's like,
I don't know.
barn, perhaps? Bar? No.
Let's retrace our steps.
I didn't see anything.
I mean, do we really need to retrace? Okay.
Be quiet. We're not offing them, or we're not forgetting them. We have an obligation.
Yeah,
I know.
he's irritating, but I agree. We gotta. Now I get why the doctor pawned him off on you.
Yeah.
So
Or
why
can't paint
don't
those
you
pages
guys?
there.
So I'll tell you what. I'll take the others. Why don't you two deal with our client and figure that out, and we'll comb the grounds here and see if we can find him.
All right. Do you want to meet us back at the Morris's place, or are we going to?
Yeah, we'll just meet back here. It's not that big.
Okay.
All right, so that leaves Sitarbi, that leaves Nina, and that leaves Brittany's character, whose name keeps slipping by me. Hannah. There we go.
Hannah Blankenship.
Hannah Blankenship. I have it written down. I just never pull it up in time for some reason.
Right.
So the three of you head out to go kind of comb the grounds. Now, are you splitting up, or are you all sticking together and just kind of looking around?
I would say stick together, man.
Okay.
She said it's not that big, so.
Yeah, it's your typical trailer park in essence, so it's not terribly big. All right, so why don't everybody go? Who's looking? Go ahead and give me a mental and notice check.
I gotta bump up my notice. I got a
Eight.
1. Six total,
Okay.
but I got a 1.
What'd
I
you
got
get,
8.
Eric? You got 8?
8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, three of you are kind of walking around, just looking at at what's here, and you're getting the side eye from people sitting on the patio and or tending to their garden or whatnot. Even though you don't look like you came from off planet, you're not clearly from this neighborhood, so they're like,
Yeah.
as you guys are walking on by, and you can hear some music playing out out from one of the houses as they're playing probably on their porch or front stoop area. And as you guys kind of come walking up, you turn the corner, like roughly probably the most northern tip of the grounds. And you turn around and you see there's a small group of folks congregated out where two of the homes kind of almost crisscross, so they kind of share the same front yard in essence. So they've got a couple used chairs and a badly beat up and partly repaired park bench that they've pulled over to the area for people to sit down. As you were circling around, Hannah is about ready to say something and biffs it on a split rail fence. Just whoop.
Up to her usual stuff, I see.
Into a horse trough, right?
No. I just the ground at that point. Just what? No horse trough or anything. Just kind of some clods of dirt and crabgrass and whatnot.
I'm gonna go over and help her up.
Clear my throat and dust myself off.
You
Hannah, you've
practice
been walking long?
That's awesome.
She gets like this every once in a while. It's okay.
Did you see that rock?
No, I must have missed that. Have you had much to drink today?
Never mind.
Never mind that.
Fair enough. So as you guys come walking up, it is your old school, like sit on your front porch, grab whatever instrument you know how to play and play, and you got somebody playing on a washboard. You've got somebody with a mop and a bucket with a string going down it tied, and playing like a bass. The one that stands out is you do see, and I forgive me, I forget the name of it, but it's that it's like a guitar that sits down on like on your either on a platform or on your lap.
The lap steel.
That you use a larger pick to pick at.
The Japanese one?
Oh,
Koto?
There, well, whatever its name is, yes.
Might be a
the little thing that looks like a rice paddle.
Yeah. So you've got this weird kind of amalgamation of, sort of deep South meets, Eastern flair style, music, which it actually doesn't sound too bad. Right in the middle of the group is Brady. And he's got his two fingers wrenched through this big ass clay jar, and he's kind of fumbling the cork gap into it, and he's just pounding away.
Oh, it's like one of those gourds.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. He's gonna get drunken monkey style here in a second.
So as you come walking up, and he like looks at you through that sort of half drunken, awake stare with hair all in his face and the big soup catcher and whatnot, and he's like, "Is that you, Hannah?" You look
Hey,
like
Mr. Brady, I didn't know you could play.
you look like I had a play. Oh, I'm play acting drinking.
Play acting.
Well, it sounds mighty nice.
Eh. And it's not anywhere near hollow. It's clearly got alcohol in it. And when it says like, and Tarby here, why don't y'all pull up a piece of dirt? Join in the
Did
fun.
you fall off the mule, man?
Where? All I remember is a cool piece of grass coming up on my face. When I got up,
He said, coming up on my face.
y'all were off someplace else. And I don't know. Maybe
I'll be right back. Sorry.
I wanted to touch.
Oh wait, is that messing up when I do that? I'm sorry.
Yes, it does. It's okay. Throw a blanket over the camera or something.
That's exactly what I'm going to
Is
do.
your is your face all right?
My face is all right.
My
Probably not wearing pants. So
oh. And he's like touching his face. He's like, why would my face feel bad?
You
I ain't
said the
getting no
earth
fight.
came up to your face, man.
No, I was greeted by grass.
That's not usually the way it happens, man. But okay.
So, what y'all doing in this neck of the woods?
We came to get you, man. You're our friend.
You want a drink? And he's like handing it out to Hannah.
Grab it.
Thanks, Brady. I'll just hold on to this for a minute.
Oh yeah. You do that.
Ooh, here we go, man.
I'm gonna
And
hide this somewhere behind a tree or something.
And so they're all still kind of playing. There's a couple people, do-si-do and dancing and whatnot. And they're just having a good time at this point. Probably because given the fact that the time of day, it's probably quitting time for a lot of people, and they got nothing better to do. So he's just kind of like looking around and doing the wide eye kind of blinky thing. And
Brady, man, we got some a little bit more running around to do. You want to hop back in the mule? Get going with us?
oh yeah, no, I'm good to do that. I'll drive. I got my license.
Nah, I'll hang out in the back with you, man. One of these people will drive.
You just rest your eyes, Mr. Brady.
Oh, Miss Hannah, you're all too kind. Too kind. Kind. So he's like looking around. He's like, how'd y'all get here? Did the grass bring you too?
We flew.
Flew.
Boy, my arms are tired.
Well, now you're all just playing with Brady because I didn't think you looked like no angel, but you got wings now too. Angel, you got that alcohol in you. I'm terribly thirsty. My lumbago's acting up.
Oh, you know,
Of course it is. 100%.
I think I left it behind.
damn that lumbago.
Yeah. We've got some water for you. Maybe some coffee.
Coffee.
We're gonna take off
Y'all.
back to pick up the others.
Oh, you said sake? Sake's all right.
It's like I'm gonna rig something up that rhymes with that instead.
So he's like kind of wandering in the relative direction you guys are leading him. along. So you
Mm.
get you two. You are at the Morris's abode,
All right.
and so she, opens up the door, and she's like, "Well, Doc, you're here back right quick. Is everything okay?"
Well, yes and no. Mr. Powell, there was no persuading him to give you any leniency for a week, because he said you guys are already behind in your. Um, so we paid 150 credits to cover you for the week, and wherever that is, I'm catching you up for the rest. Um, so we paid that for you right already.
Wait, so you're treating my husband and you paid part of our rent?
So here's the deal. We have a facility that we're living on the other side of town that needs a lot of work. So you said that your husband was a kind of a day laborer and good with his hands. Um, I'm thinking once he gets back on his feet, he may be able to come over to help us with labor on our property, as well as working on out here or whatever job he's doing during the day. So
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he can't rat talk right now, but I'm sure that would be fine.
I'm not looking at making him work like a 16-hour day or something like that. I just have him. He can just work for us till he pays off his debt here, between what we paid for you, and just we can just go from there with it.
Oh, well, bless you, Doctor Lott. Ain't nobody had no lick of kindness like that since you all came around. You are all right proper gaijin. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, man. Um,
Do so. Where is this place that you all staying at?
well, Miss Merritt had mentioned we're new to town. We really don't want to advertise where we're at, so we'll have to work out once he's on his feet. We'll work out how to get him to the property.
Now, but that's not to say that we don't want you to spread the good news about us, offering services. And I'm going to give her the PO box address
Yeah.
in case
Oh.
any of her friends need contact, or just contact Hank if anybody needs any medical services, and hopefully they're able to pay. We would like to do some more services in your area.
All right.
Well, you all are angels, just regular angels. Thank you very much. I will make sure that they know about this. Thank you again, and we can get in touch with you at this PO box thing in town, at the
Yeah,
Red and
either
Gold.
the PO box. Yeah, the PO box directly. I'll be checking that once a day. I'll be going down to the PO box to check on that, and then Hank sometimes he knows how to find me. So if you know how to get a hold of Hank, he might be able to find me as well.
Well, that little rapscallion comes around every so often, so I'm sure we can figure something out.
All right.
So
Well,
she quickly kisses the both of you.
well, thank you, man. And again, we'll be coming to checking to Mr. Morris. We'll be checking on him in a few days to see how his recovery is going as well.
Well, bless you. Thank you again. Bless you. I will let everyone know.
Well, thank you, man. And you can also let them know that we'll be back in a couple of days too, so that when we come back, they can always check in through you. You can give us direct messages here, since we'll be checking in with you in a couple of days too. So.
Okay. Well, I will. We're having a bridge night coming up here soon, and I'll bring it up to the rest of the ladies.
Okay. Well, thank you, man. All right. Being newer to this planet, what is a proper way to say goodbye on this planet other than just good day? Is there another way that you guys would say that's just
Ja.
that means that's Jaws goodbye, or just like I would just say
It's later in Japanese.
okay. So I would shake your hand and just say Ja. Would that be appropriate?
And she replies. She says Jamata.
And what does that mean?
It's the appropriate response to Ja.
Oh, okay. Well, Ja it is. Okay. Well, I shake her hand and I'm like, so Mrs. Morris, Ja.
Well, she said, well, Jamata to you too, Doctor. Thank you again, and Miss Merritt, right?
Miss Merritt, exactly.
Miss Merritt. Thank you again.
All right. You're welcome. You have a good day, ma'am.
Take care.
We start heading back, I guess, towards the direction of the barn would be the best, most logical choice. But we're going to stay on the main streets, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to see them as they come back. They're, spending half the time corralling Brady in a forward motion direction. Kind almost like pinball. It's like you got two of them, kind of like one behind him, and then two like on either side, so he stays relatively in the road. As you guys are kind of going along. Nina has a
Good
thoroughly
stuff.
disgusted look on her face. She's just like, ooh.
Bing, bing, bing,
Yeah, just
bing.
like pink, pink, pink.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Miss Hannah, you gotta learn how to walk straight. Come on, stop bumping into me.
Yeah, so he comes
I know
walking
this
up.
ground just moves right on you.
So he comes walking up, and he's just like looking around. He's like, "Well, Nani the hell! There's a mule here, Tarby. What say we take it for a joyride?"
Yeah, it's our mule, man. How about that?
It is.
No.
He's like looking at it. He's like, "I don't recall it being this color."
It's because you've been painting it.
Yeah, splashes the color every once in a while, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I do apologize.
Let's get in the back.
He's like, all
Somebody
right,
else
well,
drive.
my lumbago is flaring up, so if y'all don't mind, I'm going to lay down in the back here of this. And he's just like,
Mid sentence, he's gone.
yeah.
I'm going to take this moment while we're driving to scan him as well to see if his condition's gotten any better since I've been treating him.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. I mean, aside from near alcohol poisoning at almost a constant basis, you're not detecting anything else outside of he could probably stand to eat some more.
Okay.
It says here his liver is crying.
It just has a crying emoji for his liver.
It's like, I've never seen that.
With that, I'm thinking I'm hungry too. I might say something to the rest of the group. I'm like, he hasn't eaten much, and you know what? Neither have we. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's maybe we should do that.
So we told that lady that we might be ordering something to eat back there. Well, we should just go back in and go ahead and do that.
Don't forget we need to talk to the sheriff.
Can we
When was he
maybe
supposed to be back?
I
there
don't
was
remember.
no sign of him. We just know that he's on planet.
Yeah, and at this point, given the time frame, the sheriff's office is probably closed for regular business outside of obviously emergencies and whatnot. So
Well, it's a little late in the day, so maybe we should just settle up to a taco stand.
Yeah, we don't need to do a full meal at the bar.
I think you mean a takoyaki stand.
Word.
We had that
Yakisoba
for
stand.
out of character. We had that for dinner. It was delicious.
Tonight you did?
Yeah, we did.
What's it called? Taco what?
Takoyaki.
Taco.
So, grilled, or not really. Well, yeah, they would be grilled. It's like puff balls with octopus inside and a weird
It's like
That's what I
Japanese
thought.
Worcestershire
a hush
on it.
puppy with bits of octopus inside.
That's what I thought. Because taco in Japanese is squid
Octopus.
or octopus.
And yaki is grilled, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Delicious.
a fan,
It is
but
delicious.
I'm okay with not eating mind flares. I'm all right. So, but yeah, so you guys roll up to an evening stand. And in this particular town, it's not. I mean, obviously, you still have your bars and like a couple of legitimate restaurants, but it does kind of have very much a Mexican motif in a sense that, like, you could just be driving down the road and somebody's got a portion of a parking lot and they've set up a little grill and some chairs and a couple tables and they're going at it.
Cool.
Very informal. Quick and easy for the folks who are, coming in for the day from the fields or or from the factories, heading home. It's just a quick and easy place to get something to eat. So, yeah, I mean, you pull right into town and have your pick of any number of them.
Awesome.
You come pulling into one that's on the outskirts of town, since that's where you were, since it doesn't make sense to go all the way back into town. Um, so you're still on kind of the north end of town near. One second. So, oops, that is not what I wanted. That's not it either. Here we go. Okay. So you are just on the other side of an apartment complex. So if you take a look at the map, you will see it's called the Whiskey Creek apartment complex. And if you take a look at Cane Bottom Road, which is that road that goes right in the middle from where you were at on the train tracks, basically you guys just took that straight across going west and then started heading north. And just north where you see
Like a cross in the middle of town.
I don't know if it's a cross. Well, that's Highway 96 at that point. And in fact, I think you can even see it on the stream if you're looking at it. Yeah, you can. So it's right there, smack dab in the middle of the map.
Oh, so far west, the edge of town.
Yeah. Well, you
Okay.
were heading west, so no, you're smack dab in the middle of town right there. So, and you guys would have to take that highway out of town anyways to go back to where your hideout is at.
Okay.
So you've just pulled up right outside that apartment complex, which right across the street, or highway technically. They've taken up some of the vacant land, and they've just got a couple of just stands out there. And it's not just food stands. There's a couple of folks out there selling like secondhand clothing, as well as like handmade items. So you pull up, probably off in the dirt someplace. And as you do, that's when Brady wakes up.
Smells.
Yep, he smelt them Scooby snacks.
Let's get you something to eat, Brady.
So you've got your choice of rice bowls with like some sort of grilled meat mixture. You have hamburgers, and you also have some of the lake shark.
Nope.
Shark.
No, not gonna do that, man.
I don't know. Kind of wonder what it's supposed to taste like.
That's rude.
But I think I feel a little too close to it. So
Yeah. I'm gonna go with just like a hamburger.
Brady, you want a rice bowl, man? That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'll go with you, whichever.
All right, man.
I'll do the rice bowl.
Let's avoid that fishy smell.
I'm into the rice bowl as well.
Okay. So, and you guys all camp out and sit down, and Nina actually goes to take a look at the other two little vendors that are selling things, just to look. She's kind of got her bowl and eating it, but just looking as she goes.
Maybe we listen to the conversations of the people around us too, so if we can hear anybody talking about either Ralph or anything like that.
Sure. Why don't everybody who is sitting at the table go ahead and give me a mental and notice check.
I got a 13 and I got an 8 on my 8. I don't know if that
Ooh.
means anything.
No, I got an 8 on my 8 too, but I got a 1 on my other. So.
Oh,
I got a 5.
I got 9 total.
Alrighty. So for the most part, all of you, you can hear there's idle chit chat here and there. Most of it's about like the food haul that's come in. Some of it is about freight that's being moved on the train. Going to and fro out throughout the smaller settlements on the planet. One conversation you end up hearing, Locke, is you end up hearing somebody talking about because you end up the thing that keyed it in on you is you heard somebody mention the unificators.
Uh-oh. Also, you call me Lock, man. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, because it's the ST calling you Locke. Some random person didn't just come up and say, "Hey, Locke." And it's two guys that are sitting at a table to one another. One is wearing a brown coat, kind of dusty looking, fatigued, short, kept military style haircut. The other guy across from him has the look and appearance of like a test pilot, kind of like he's got a bomber's coat, he's got a scarf, he's got the goggles, he's got pants and some gear that's wrapped around it. So maybe he's also a tinkerer of some kind. But they seem to be hashing something out, and the guy who looks like the test pilot is talking to the other guy, and the other guy you actually recognize as the guy that was in the bar not too long ago that Hannah took a Greg Louganis in front of into the horse trough.
All right. If these guys didn't hear any of that, I'm gonna lay it to them. Let them know, hey, looks like there's a brown coat over here.
Oh, is that Mr. Bendis from earlier?
That you got all tossed up in front of.
He is an interesting character. Not real forthcoming, though.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give Hannah a little nudge and not so unattractive either, huh? Huh.
She said, "Huh."
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's not what we're here for.
And then Hannah gets a big whiff of alcohol breath as Brady leaned up against her.
Look at her eyes.
And he kind of missed the bowl a little bit, so it got caught in the hair of his beard, and he's like, "So what we here for?"
I missed that. You broke up.
He says,
Yeah, it sounded like work burr.
"Yeah." He said, "So what we here for?"
All right.
We're here for working.
Well, first off, we're here to eat. We already did that, but yeah, we get to
Right
get
now,
to work.
yeah.
Man.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was getting right confused there because we were like right in the middle of eating. She said we were working. I'm like, "Oh, damn! I ain't got no hair cap."
Mr. Brady. Mr. Brady. You know that fellow over there with the long coat?
And he kind of like looks. He's like, "Oh, that's Bendis, Michael Bendis." Well,
What's his story?
what you? Oh, your eye fancies him? Oh, he's one of them silent, unavailable types.
And then I'm gonna stop Hannah from responding and say, yes, please try to not make a big deal out of it. Hannah's very sensitive, but she needs to know more.
Oh, oh well. I mean, if evident is evidence, he's wearing a brown coat. He was one of them independents.
One could assume.
Yeah, one of a bunch of go-getters who done lost and mucked it up all for the rest of us.
Does he have a girlfriend?
Oh my God! Come on. Focus.
He's like,
Hannah just lays her head down on the table.
he's like, I reckon, and I understand because I am so devilishly handsome that you done missed my previous comment about him being the silent, unavailable type. He tends to keep to himself a whole lot.
Oh, sorry about that, Hannah. I'm gonna give you a pat on the back. It's, maybe someday.
He is right mysterious.
Is there any way you think we could have a conversation with him at some point?
Just hold your britches. Just give
No,
old
I
Brady
don't.
a second. He's like standing. He's standing up at this point.
No,
Like,
sorry.
grab him and put him down.
I regret my actions.
So you guys are all like grabbing and pulling him down. He's like, "Hey, yo, Bendis, yeah, over here." It's like the two guys like turn around, they look, and they have that, oh God, sort of look.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
says-
pulling my hat down over my face.
And so he's like, "Yeah, come on, come bring y'all's food. Come on over here. Meet the meet these new gaijin. New to the system, but they're right kind of folk. They were interested in your, what was it, the working parts, the brown coats.
Yeah, his working parts.
And so he's just like,
The working parts.
they're both
Yeah.
like, they both
His
kind of like
working parts.
look at one another, and then Bendis is kind of like, oh God. And so you see the other guy kind of murmur something to him, and he just throws his chopsticks into his bowl, and he starts walking over.
I've just got my
stuff,
hand,
man.
over too.
my hand supporting my head. I'm just like, oh no.
And so the two, Bendis is just kind of standing there quietly, and the other guy, and he's like, well, Brady, it's good to see that you finally made some friends. I do apologize the manner in which the introduction. I am Maxwell Monk, Double M. There ain't no Gorham finer pilot in the verse than good old Double M, is what I say. And this is Michael Bendis, who apparently the rest of you already know. And he kind of looks at him and he kind of nods. He says, horse trough.
I'm gonna take a look.
And Maxwell's like, oh.
Great.
I'm gonna step in front of Hannah because I'm sure she's turning red, and I don't think we've met properly, Michael. My name is Cheryl Merritt,
Ma'am.
and Double M.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Merritt. And the rest of your congregation?
This is Sitarbi. We have the doc, and we have our lovely friend Hannah behind me.
Whose hat can't be big enough for her to go inside of.
Stand up and shake.
And
shake
then-
both.
And then Cheryl hears,
And this is Nina.
Oh, and this is Nina.
and so they're like, charmed, I'm sure. So, and of course, Maxwell's the one's doing most of the talking. They both politely take a seat. What brings you to this backwater mud ball we call Esplanade?
Well, Work mostly.
Oh, on the
Or-
run.
Dang, don't look all suspicious, man.
Wow. Okay. Well, we do have credentials. So as given to us by the governor. So, we're on the up and up.
Oh, so you're here looking for bounty hunting work. Well, you're probably going to find those slim pickings with them unificators coming around.
Yeah, what's going on with this? Why are they here? Do you have any information on this?
They're looking for war criminals.
Anyone in particular, or just
I am Mr. Monk here is not the type of individual who would go up and converse regularly with such individuals, so I regretfully do not know.
okay? Yeah, just wondering if you had any information, but thank you. We've had a darn hard time trying to get a hold of the sheriff today. You wouldn't happen to know where he's hanging out when he's not in the sheriff's office, would you?
And so he looks over to Bendis, and Bendis looks at, kind of shoots him a look, and he says he's probably at home.
Do you happen to know where he lives?
It's not hard to find, but I wouldn't recommend disturbing the man at his house.
Okay.
He
fair
likes
enough.
his working hours.
I suppose we can
Where
wait
was
till
he
tomorrow.
today, though? Like we stopped by. He wasn't there in his office today.
He probably stopped by when he wasn't working.
All right. Okay.
Or, as he's prone to say, I got deputies for that sort of thing.
Sounds like a charming fellow.
So he looks to Maxwell, and Maxwell's like, well, I don't know what exactly it is that brought you here, but should you happen to be in need of a pilot extraordinaire, do make sure you look me up. There is nobody there is nobody here that can do the things I do or make ships beg for more out of velocity.
Hmm.
And of course, Bendis is like, you mean nobody quite as stupid.
So what brings you gentlemen to this planet then?
So Monk is like, well, Bendis and I were born here.
Oh,
Bendis and Michael and his brother here got themselves all tied up with the Unification War. I, on the other hand, remained independent, strictly off the books.
It's
Work
hard to
mostly
walk
commercial.
that line.
Not when you work commercial.
do you have your own ship, Maxwell, or?
Had.
Oh. What happened to your ship?
And Bendis is like, and Maxwell's like, I can tell the story. I believe it's cataloged under the Playing Tag with Reavers category.
Oh,
Oh. Yeah, that's not a fun game to play either.
Mm-mm.
At least you survived the encounter. That's a good thing.
And won the bet.
Wait, did you place a bet on being chased by Reavers? Did you go and find Reavers to chase you?
No, I believe the bet was find the nearest group of Reavers, slap them,
oh shit!
and make it back in one piece. Sadly, my ship did not, but I did.
So
Oh.
you won the bet but lost your ship.
Unfortunately,
Well, I hope you got paid quite a bit for that bet.
I certainly did.
There you go.
Cheers to that.
That's some pretty big old balls, man.
Well, no risk is too great, and there's no danger too scary for good old Double M.
All right, Double M. When it comes time to looking for a pilot and so forth, we may end up come looking for you then.
You'll be first on our list.
Are you looking to leave this rock, or
Oh, absolutely not. Unlike some of the poor refuse that call this place home, I have made a living. A comfortable living. Being the daredevil that I am. In fact, and then as soon as he says that, Ben just goes, "Oh God," and he's like looks away and just like rolls his
Oh
eyes.
God.
And he's like, "In 2 days, and if as you are new and guest to this planet, in 2 days I will be taking a modified mule and going over the names off a gorge, outside of town." And I will be strapping myself to said mule and rocketing across, and I would love it if the rest of you could come to watch. I'm sure there will be betting, so if you feel so inclined to bet on me, can't lose.
Have you done this before?
Not quite this far. No, this was a new bet. The last time I did this was on a skiff.
are
Mules
you?
don't tend to operate very fast, so we've highly modified it to do so.
And you did the modifying yourself?
Of course.
Nice.
Very interesting.
Well, it sounds like you might be needing to have a doctor on retainer. We happen to have one of those if you should need one. So I would hope as long as we don't have any other pressing engagements, maybe we can make it and watch you successfully make this jump.
Jump the gorge.
Yeah, jump the gorge.
Well, good. I hope that you can make it, and if Doc is not just your moniker, but your trade as well,
No, I'm truly a doctor, sir.
then perhaps yes. The prices at the local hospital have kind of skyrocketed. They've refused my insurance. I don't have any.
Oh.
They don't want
He's
to
like,
insure
I don't
me.
have that.
I can't imagine why.
I'm kind of working on a pay out of pocket kind of thing right now, so
Oh, well, that's good to know. So you are bounty hunter fixer-uppers.
well,
Well,
no, it's more along the lines of if someone needs help, I'm there to help. They tag them and they try to make it so they don't bag them.
And so he nudges. Bendis nudges Maxwell again. And he's like, "This is the Shapiv gang, the new gang that came to town."
The Shapiv.
And he's like, "Oh, you're a gang."
Well, I wouldn't call us a gang, but we're definitely a group. Little motley crew, as if you would say.
Well, very well. So, if there was nothing else, then I believe we will be exiting. Your friend Brady is asleep in his bowl, so you may wish to tend to that.
It's not the first time, and pretty sure it's not going to be the last.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not the last.
He keeps us on our toes.
And so it was a pleasure to meet you, Shapiv gang. And hopefully we will see more of you in the near future. And Bendis just kind of,
likewise.
tips his hat at that point and says, "Bam."
Nice.
And with that, we'll go ahead and stop there. It is just past 9. So we've gotten 2 hours worth of gaming in. Huzzah
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
for my right proper gaijin.
You guys learned how to say later in Japanese.
Yep. Later. Ja.
Ja,
Japanese phrase for the night?
Ja.
ja, and ja mata.
Yep. And in fact, although it doesn't really get used in cinema a whole lot, if you go and watch Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, in the very beginning when Lucas Black, I think his name, his character is first is getting introduced to his father in Japan, they actually he says it right there to a hooker.
Yep.
So
Nice.
stupid little piece of trivia. So
Yeah.
thank you
She
all.
looked like she had a little bit of herpes on her face too.
She had the Rona.
I
So
think I've only seen the first of the Fast and Furious movies.
Tokyo Drift was actually pretty good.
I liked it.
I feel like it's the only of those movies that I care about.
The first one is the Golden God.
But Lucas Black was he was a child actor, and he was in this TV show on Sci-Fi called American Gothic that was really good.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember
show
that. I
was
never
pretty
saw
good.
it, but I remember that.
It was good.
I don't remember if I watched that or not.
Yeah. But you look at him as a little kid, and he looks exactly the same, just like grown up.
Nice.
So, thank you all. Thank you very much. God knows I needed the human contact again, and I hope you all had fun.
It did, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I had fun. I hope those of you who have
Yeah.
watched had fun. I know we had some folks peeking in every so often, so that was super cool. So join us again. We have our next game coming up Saturday for Cyberpunk. So excited. We've got some new title, intro music and whatnot for it. So super excited about that. And of course, we get to find out the aftermath of Locke versus the World.
Yeah,
And-
glad that's over.
And what's coming next. The superheroics of Locke as he attempts to physically take on a hover van.
Yeah, that was better. I gotta document that in comic form or something.
Pretty sure I got PTSD from watching that game.
Just think about us fighting you. That sucked.
I know, I was really
Real bad.
impressive. So I that's understandable.
Especially that one time you fell and knocked all that shit over. That's cool.
I know. I mean, like it was kind of accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a one that kind of worked in nobody's favor, but worse for the player, for all the other players.
I love that. Like whenever you get a low roll like that, whenever you botch, like it's like the result isn't just something terrible. It's something very shticky.
I need to keep a spill count for
Yeah.
Yeah, and across what characters, man?
Oh my gosh.
Like a whole map with like yarn attached to them all.
I need to start marking my dice so I know which ones are going to be green.
You're gonna make her a conspiracy theorist for her dice. She's gonna be like looking at them and looking at where it lines up and which game. No, you're not good for this
Yeah,
game, and no,
no.
you're not good for any game. And
Yeah, this one's
She gets
Melt
some
them
calipers
down.
and like she measures up each side and like
At least you know I'm not cheating.
Fire!
At least you know I'm not cheating.
this is true.
yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so
nobody cheats to roll 6
Oh,
ones
yes.
in a game.
Yeah.
Yes, I used my subscription for our channel again.
oh, cool, thank you.
Does that mean that I get to gift a reroll to somebody?
Technically, yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh
And you
no.
did it for the end of the month, so yes, you can give it to anybody else you want.
I'm going to give it to Missy.
Oh no, you didn't have to do that. You
Well, I
could
can't-
keep it.
No, that's
she
not
can keep
sporting.
it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have to use
Use
it
it
for
wisely.
fire. Okay.
Oh, and I missed the fact
Aw.
that Man Bunny had stopped by earlier on too. I
Yeah.
have my camera kind of in the way from where it's seeing that in the chat.
Mm.
So, oh well. All right.
When I didn't even see that. When did he? Who was that?
Man Bunny is actually somebody we met in a game that I used to play in that we streamed. That game is long since gone, and the person running it isn't even doing streaming right now, I don't think.
Oh, there it is. It says sub fam. I see
Yep.
it now.
Rachel was here too.
Yep, and Rachel was here.
Mhm.
Rachel was actually still here last I checked. So, yeah, she's still showing up as a user. So, anyway, so thank you all for watching. Hope you guys tune in for Cyberpunk. It's going to be good. I'm expecting it to be good. I love the intro, so I'm super excited, even if just for that. Yep, see, Rachel's posted.
She says, yup.
Yup. And we're real close. We're going to be getting Mass Effect as the RPG coming up here, so super excited about that. Got a lot of work in the background for that one too, so be looking for that one. That one's coming on Wednesdays opposite of Firefly. So, alrighty,
Cool.
so we are out of here, and thank you again. Bye.
All night.
Thank you for watching, it says.
Thank you for watching.